The broomstick is all you need to perform this magnificent routine. And work your entire upper body, including your back, shoulders, and neck. A stick and a stool or a backless chair are the only things you'll need. And it's a routine that you can adapt to your level by adding weight to the middle of the stick. To make the exercises more challenging, you only need 20 minutes and a lot of motivation. So let's get started, you and I. For the first exercise, we place the stick right here, resting on our knees, and we're going to focus on our shoulders. I want you to draw circles with them. Imagine you have a pencil pointing outward and you want to draw the biggest circle possible with both shoulders at the same time. So let's bring those shoulders forward as much as possible. Next, we bring them up very close to the head, the ears, then back, opening the chest as much as possible. And finally, we lower them down. I do it very well. I have a lot of mobility. Concentrate. Do it in front of a mirror so you can see exactly how it's done correctly. Forward, up, back and down. Forward as if there were circles. Up, back and down. We've done 2 and we're going to pick up the pace a little. Back and down. 3, we're going to do 10 backwards and 10 forwards. 4, well, it's 5. Really? Slow, controlled circles. 5, 4. 6, wide. 7, as if you wanted to draw the biggest circle possible. 8, 9, last repetition, and 10. And next we do 10 in the opposite direction. Arms relaxed, hands relaxed. It's only the shoulders that make this movement. Back, up, forward, and down smoothly. Circles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And where are we going to notice it? Especially here at the trapezius level, that's exactly where we want to focus our work. Very good. We take that stick and notice that there's a part with threads that screws onto the broom. We're going to place it on the floor and put our feet right around that stick so it doesn't slip away from us. Next, we'll do a lower back mobility exercise. Pay close attention. I want my back to stay straight, for you to move that stick forward, and for your body to lean forward. This way, you'll feel a stretch both in the lower back and in the upper back area, especially here at the level of the shoulder blades. We take a breath in this position, anchor that stick firmly on the ground, exhale, and I move as far forward as possible. Can I let my head drop? 2, we're going to do 5 in the center, 5 to one side. And 5 to the other side. Great job, especially at the end. 3, now the 4th. Go as far as you can, okay? If you can't go as far as I do, just work at your own level. That's what matters. All right, we've done 5 forward. Now I'm going to go 5 to the left. Same procedure. I move the cane to the left side past my left knee. Now we feel the tightness more around the right shoulder blade area. And I let myself drop. 1, I move that cane to one side, creating leverage at the feet. 2, I recommend wearing shoes so it's easier to anchor it to the ground. 3, we have 2 left, I lean to the side. 4, last repetition, I lean and bend forward, and 5. And again, let's go with the opposite side. We grab there in the center, let go, and let myself fall to the right side. 1. You may notice it more on one side. That's completely normal. More sensations at the back and shoulder level. 3, I have 2 left, release. 4, last repetition. And 5, good job. My back already feels a bit looser than before. Now, let's tightly close our legs together. Grab that stick approximately shoulder width apart, and from here I'm going to let the stick fall forward. But I don't want you to round your back like this. This is incorrect. I want your back to stay completely straight and for the hinge of the movement to happen here at the hip level. Listen carefully. Take a breath and slowly lower the stick in front of you as far as possible. Once you're here, exhale and your back doesn't move. As you can see, it's a simple movement, but I don't do it this way. My head stays still, my back doesn't bend, the movement is only here. And it's here where I rotate forward and backward, closing the angle between my body and my back. Let's do 10. We've done 1, I breathe. And I exhale. If pain, insecurity, or discomfort arise, well, that's fine. You can stop here and return to the starting position, which is very simple. That could be the case. We put weight on the stick's middle. I inhale. And release. 2, 3, that's better, and I release. 4, slow movement. The movement originates at the hip and lower back. 5. 6. 7. 8, just 2 left. 9, very straight, as far as you can. And 10, feeling of work, especially in the lower back area, between the extremely small shoulder blades, effective for strengthening the lower back. Let's continue. We put that stick back on the floor, with the screw-in part resting on the ground. We support ourselves with one hand on the stick and place the other hand at the back of the neck. The goal is to work on lateral flexion, that side movement of the spine that feels so good. I want you to take a breath and keep yourself upright. And as you exhale, bring that elbow as high as possible. Supporting yourself on the cane that we have right here next to you. We take a breath, exhale, and bring that elbow up as high as you can, opening up your entire left side, and work with your breathing. We take a breath, exhale. The gaze. I like looking at the ceiling too. Let's do 5 more. Exhale. 4. 3. 'Let's go for the last 2. 2. Raise that elbow as much as you can. Lean well on that cane. Last repetition. Let's gradually return to the start. And you can already feel a big difference between my left side and my right side, so let's repeat it on the right side. Rest that broom handle on the floor, hand behind your neck. Take a breath in this position and lift that elbow as high as you can. You also look up at the ceiling. 1. That enhances the lateral flexion, stretching all of that side, that right side. We inhale, we exhale. 2. 3. 4. 5. Let's do 2 more. I remind you that I lean well on my cane so I can pivot and make the movement. In fact, if I take away the cane, I fall, so trust it. And if you don't trust it, you can rest your hand on a piece of furniture, on a chair, on something solid. Last rep. Activate notifications for new videos. Thanks. Very, very good. One of my favorite exercises when it comes to working on lateral flexion. Let's go with the next movement. Good sensations, honestly. I want you to place the stick here again at shoulder level. Next, we're going to do a lateral flexion more focused on the lumbar area. I want you to spread your hands a little until your arms are at about a 90-degree angle from the elbow. Now stand straight, look ahead, and watch me. I'm going to try to bring my right elbow toward my right waist, as if I wanted to touch my hip as much as possible. That causes a rotation, that causes a lateral flexion, especially focused on the upper lumbar and lower dorsal area, a little below the shoulder blades, on the opposite side. It's less pleasant than the previous one, but it gives a very, very good feeling of mobility. Let's do 10. We've already done 3. Now 4 to the left. Starting position right. Starting position left. Starting position, not sure how many I've done. I think this is the 6th. I pause for a few seconds, staring ahead. Rotation 7. It can be, because the right side is always odd, so let's count 7, then we go back 8, we have 2 left. Center. Right elbow toward right hip. Last repetition, left elbow toward left hip. Here, what you need to keep in mind is that you can do this, okay? That is, the stick shouldn't come off your back. In fact, I always keep the same position with both arms. I may seem like a puppet, but that's just how it is. Next exercise, rotation. We're going to place the stick the same way we've had it so far. Turn fully, as if to look behind you as much as possible. That stick is going to help us extend the movement down to the lower area and also work on mobility at the lumbar level. I go back to the starting position and we do 10. Let's go with the third one. We go back. And each of these exercises has to be done within your own abilities. There's no point in not doing the exercise just because you think you can't do it the same way I do. Everyone has their limitations, everyone has their possibilities, and everyone has to work in accordance with them. It's possible that some of you can rotate more than I can, or that some of you can rotate a little less. That's okay. Everyone works within their own abilities. Always stay upright, okay? To do the exercise correctly, make sure those elbows stay at a 90-degree angle for as long as possible. Just like I'm doing right now. It's possible that you might lose this posture while doing the exercise. You stop, face a mirror, straighten up, adjust your shoulders, and go on. Let's do one more per side. And remember, the cervical area also rotates. With my face, with my head, I'm also following the movement of the stick behind me. Let's go again. Perfect. Let's put the stick away. Very good job with the rotation. If you feel discomfort in your shoulders, you can gently make circular movements. Now let's do an extension exercise for the upper part of the back. I'll move away from the wall and put this stick here. You can put it here, okay? On the shoulders, but it should be a bit lower, okay? This depends on your shoulder flexibility. If your shoulders hurt here, stay at that level. If not, go down as far as possible. What do we want here? To work on an extension? That means looking up at the ceiling, okay? Watch closely, I'm looking at the ceiling. I just push my shoulders a bit since I lack strength moving forward, and I hold it. Very good, okay? If your neck hurts, can you do it without moving your neck? Like this. And we go down like this, and we relax, but it's less effective, okay? Let's do 10 repetitions. I take a breath in the starting position. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Very nice, great job. At the level of the upper dorsal area. If you have shoulder pain, relax a little, take a little walk. Let those shoulders recover, because the next one is demanding too. Pay close attention. What I'm going to do now is place this stick here at the level of the mid-dorsal area. I want you to hook it with your elbows like this, and we'll do the same exercise, okay? We're going to take a breath here and move that spine forward while looking up at the ceiling. If you can't look up at the ceiling, if you have neck problems, just work with your arms. What this allows us to do is to move another segment of the thoracic spine into extension. It's very important because it always lacks extension. Let go. 2. 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, final rep. Well stretched, well forward, and 10. Very, very good work on the back area. Now let's focus a little more on the shoulders. We've done a good review of the entire back from the lower part to the upper part. Now let's move on to the shoulder area. For that, we're going to sit down again right in front of that camera, that mirror, with our arms fully extended. If you want, you can add some weight in this area. And from here, keeping very straight, I'm going to raise my shoulders, my stick, until that stick is approximately at shoulder level. Again, I recommend doing it in front of a mirror. It's a simple exercise. But many times what will happen is that you'll have one side that goes up more than the other. There will be certain asymmetries. So, thanks to this mirror, you'll be able to make the movement purely symmetrical. Very, very good, okay? We hold for a couple of seconds and we go down. And if it's too easy, you know you can use a little bit of weight, and we go down. All right, we have 4. Bingo. 6. 7. 8. 9. That's 10, but I'll do one more because I like it. Don't raise your shoulders during this exercise, okay? I don't want you doing that. Always try to keep your shoulder very low, far from your ears, so that it's a pure movement. You might feel the effort in the front of your shoulder, but it's not something you'll feel a lot. It's more of a compound movement, well distributed throughout the rest of the body. Next, a press. It's a demanding exercise, okay? We have 2 options. Stand upright and look at the ceiling, or lean back slightly and support yourself against the wall, okay? This is easier. This is harder. I'll let you choose whichever suits you best. From here, open your arms so that your elbows are at about 90 degrees, just like we did before. And I want you to bring that stick over your head. Again, we can add some weight here to make the exercise more challenging. And again, I invite you to do it near a mirror so you can check at all times if one shoulder is rising more than the other. If there are imbalances, ensure the exercise is fully symmetrical, as this often happens. So try to keep that bar always level. Let's do 10 repetitions, you and I here together. 1. We grab from down there. Again, we avoid this, okay? I want your shoulders to be down and the movement to happen only in the shoulders. 2. Release. 3. Release. 4. Release. 5. Release. 6. Release. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Very good. You're going to feel that effort more in the shoulder area, more in the trapezius, or more generally. But it's one of the best exercises to work on shoulder strength. Let's continue with a shoulder abduction mobility exercise. Pay close attention. The shoulder can do many movements. There's one in particular called abduction, where we move the arm away from our body. For many people, as they get older, this movement becomes more difficult, and that's why we're going to work within a greater range of motion using the stick. Take a close look. I've placed that threaded part right in contact with the palm of my hand. And from here, what I'm going to do is use my opposite hand to go up as high as you can. You won't feel a lot of effort. It's more of a mobility exercise throughout the full range of motion at the shoulder joint. Very pleasant, by the way. Up. I hold for a second, that's it. If we go for 2, we'll do 10 together. 3. Trying. Don't do this, but ensure the movement is only from the shoulder. 4. And that arm gives you the push when you do it. 5, let's go for it. 6, 7, 8, we have 2 left. 9, final rep. 10, great, switch sides. I place my hand at palm level, I keep that arm relaxed, I use my left arm to lift as high as I can. 1, very nice, let's go again. 2, relax, let's go again. 3, and we continue. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. I'm turning around to do an extension exercise. I'm placing the stick behind me again, this time with my arms fully extended and standing very upright. Next, I want to focus on arm extension. You might wonder what that is. Pull your shoulders back as far as you can, hold for a few seconds, then return to the starting position. It's important not to roll forward, but to keep the movement pure at the shoulder level. Hold briefly, then relax. 2. I move forward, pause briefly, then relax. 3. I move forward, then relax. 4. We continue counting to 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10. Great job. You'll feel it more on the back of your shoulder, right here between your shoulder blades. But again, isn't this going to be an exercise that extremely fatigues the shoulder muscles? Great. That's it for the shoulder. We're going to do 2 final exercises for the arm, biceps, and triceps. You all know them, they're important arm muscles. The first one is called spider curls. I'll lean back a bit so you can see. You can also add weight to your arm in this exercise. I recommend placing your elbows right at the edge of your knees, letting the bar or stick hang down, and then flexing. It's very simple. If you don't have any weight, I invite you to add some if you want to challenge yourself a bit more. And if the support here bothers your elbows, you can place a pillow to make it easier. We bend, hold for 3, stretch slowly. Always keep the stretching phase very slow and controlled. We don't let the weight drop suddenly, it's always controlled by our muscles. And up, how many have we done? 5 maybe. We bend 6, we bend 7. We bend 8. We bend 9, last repetition, and 10. Very good. Now it's time for triceps. For that, we move a little away from the wall. We position our hands on the stick at about shoulder width apart. We raise our arms up and pay close attention. We let those elbows hang, bent so that the stick goes behind the head. And from here we stretch. 1, let it fall back, and stretch. 2. We can add a bit more weight here, but be careful. This exercise is harder than the biceps one. We stretch. 4, lower up. 5. Up 6, up 7, up 8, up 9, last repetition, and up 10. Very good. This was the last exercise. We've been at it for 25 minutes. Look, in the end, the routine turned out a little longer. We can move our shoulders a bit to relax, and if you want, you can do some of the stretches I recommend right up there in the top right corner of the screen. That's all. I sincerely thank you for making it to the end of the video. I hope you can now share it with everyone who needs it. And what if you like my subject? I want you to know that we have a newsletter where every Sunday we send an email with all the videos we've published during the week, so you don't miss any of the videos we make or any of the events we hold throughout the year. For example, the last one we did recently, which brought together more than 30,000 people for Hip Week. I'll leave you that link, both up there in the first comment and in the video description. You go in, leave your email, and that's it. Nothing else. Once again, I say goodbye to you, giving you 3 thanks for having been here. I hope to see you again very soon in one of my other videos.